They left the nation's capital 12 months ago with plenty of controversy. Now they are back for the Canterbury Bulldogs. Stephen Folkes is the coach. Silver is the fullback of Masri and Halligan on the wings. Ricky Stuart, the halfback. Corey Hughes, the 5'8". Ricky Stuart back at his old stamping ground. 24 games for 2 tries last year. He will run the ball a lot more under instructions from coach Stephen Folkes.
Exactly right. Here he is. Hasn't played either in Canberra or against Canberra since leaving in controversial circumstances. Very much they will want him to run the ball, run to the line, take the opposition on. They won't want him just there just to kick the football. He's got to get more involved.
Canberra Raiders have now made their way onto the paddock. They are coached, of course, by the great Mal Meninga, who won 3 titles with the Canberra Raiders. Mullins is the fullback. There's only been the one change, really, to the Canberra Raiders outfit. It is, of course, Leslie Vainikolo coming onto the wing. Nathan Barnes has succumbed to a foot injury. Laurie Daly holds the key, as he does to most matches.
Oh, he certainly does. If you ever need a man to get you out of trouble, every side needs one. Laurie Daly is the man for the Canberra Raiders. I've got to say, I like the new strip too.
Yeah, darker green with the massive V. Also a change for the emblem. Referee tonight, Mr. Matt Hewitt. Approaching that century mark, 73 first grade games. We're about to have time on at Bruce Stadium. Vainikolo gets proceedings underway. Smith, first touch of the ball. Taken in that tackle by Jason Croker. Darren Smith will be looking to improve. Steve Price, by his very high standards, a quiet year last year. Decoy run by Clyde to Stewart. Perry. Smith again. His second hit up of this set of 6. 5 tries from his 23 games last year for Smith. Goes back Travis Norton. He'll do a lot of kicking. Good pressure by Croker.
It's exactly what we were talking about in the preview. That will take the pressure off Ricky Stuart. Mullen scoops it up in the in-goal area, and that's good defence, and what a chase there from the doggies.
Yeah, certainly was. Ideal set of 6 from Steve Folkes' men. They just wanted to complete their set, get a good kick away. They've done that. Now they've got to get in and do some of the defensive work.
Anthony Swan, a former Auckland Warrior and also a North Sydney Bear, was cut by that club. Has impressed coach Mal Meninga throughout the pre-season, and he's won a spot on the right wing, Anthony Swan. Ferner. The taping around the head. Wolford picks his time to run from acting half very well, picks up 20 metres. McFadden, he's won the halfback spot away from McClendon. McFadden got out of 1, got out of 2.
Well,
on the final tackle.
The signs are there. The little men getting in and running the ball from dummy half. We saw Cronulla do on Saturday night, causing all sorts of damage. First it was Wolford who made the 15-metre break, and then the halfback McFadden. Good break, good bust there. Good start from the Raiders.
Troy Stone. He's played in the 2 grand finals. 1 for Canterbury, 1 for St George, losing both the big prop forward. Price, his partner in the front row, driven back now. Adam Perry, no Jason Hetherington for Canterbury. Clyde will be looking for a very big game against his old club. Smith, upended, good tackle, Ruben Wiki. For some strange reason, he enjoys playing in that front row, Wiki. He's played in virtually every position now for Canberra. Vainikolo doesn't like the high ball. Halligan comes at him, Vainikolo goes back, they trap him.
Yeah, it wasn't the best start there for Leslie Vainikolo. Misjudged that one completely. He's put his side under a little bit of pressure here. They've got a line dropout.
I'll tell you what it was. Good pressure there from McFadden to sprint up out of the line to put pressure on Stewart. Vainikolo allows the ball to bounce, and again a good chase there from the Dogs.
This is when the side has to be very switched on defensively as Canberra's in this stage. It's back-to-back sets of 6 in these sort of conditions. I know it's only early, but they does become very trying. The markers have to work, and the pivot defenders, a lot of pressure on those 2.
Yeah, great chance here for Canterbury. Hazem El Masri. Big improver for Canterbury last year. Perry picks out Bradley Clyde, who had to just stopped before he took that ball, losing momentum. Stone. Taking the ground, 28 away from the line. Stuart, the cutout ball. Price standing wide, running hard. So Stuart goes to the right-hand side, the short side. Has runners in motion, puts the kick in. Mullins goes back, wheels it over the dead ball line.
Very well done there by Mullins. Could have been quite easily tempted to pick that ball up and run it dead, but elected to run. The ball was rolling end on end, got a second kick here in the middle and ran dead. And a good defensive set there from Mal Meninga's men. They've got the ball 23 metres out.
Short side play. Wiki. Just the 2 tries from his 23 games last year for Ruben Wiki. A very good player he's been for Canberra. Luke DeVico, a local junior like so many of the Canberra Raiders. That ball went backwards.
I have to disagree with the referee there. I thought it was a knock-on from Wolford. McFadden kicks downfield, going for the 40-20.
And he might just get it, does he? 1 metre short. Silva, the chase was good. Daly gets him. Halligan.
Oh, that's inspirational stuff there from Daly. A double from him. 2 in a row. Good chase too. Very enthusiastic start from the Raiders.
Smith. Wiki getting through a lot of work early on. Stephen Price. DeVico gets the fellow prop forward. Slams him to the ground. Stewart. Nobody kicks more in the NRL than Ricky Stewart. Leslie Vainicolo showing his soccer skills.
He doesn't look like he's real happy about the ball coming down to him there, Phil Blake. That would be a ploy from the Doggies early in this match, or they have done so early.
Yeah, he just had to show a bit more confidence. He's there letting the ball bounce more than what he should do. Should just be a bit more positive and attack the football.
Croker. Leading try scorer for the Canberra Raiders last year, Jason Croker. 14 tries. Mark Corvo. Pretty good prop rotation now. It's Ruben Wiki getting some attention on the sideline. Troy Stone finishes off that tackle. Wolford, who possesses the ability to kick from acting half. Halligan goes back. Will it go dead? Well, in the end, it did go dead, courtesy of Halligan. It comes back to the 20.
He was a little bit uncertain there, wasn't he? Talk about players taking pressure off Wolford that time with a kick from dummy half. The biggest advantage about that is your players are always onside. Halligan just knocks it over. 20-metre tap for the Doggies. Here's Pickering charging.
James Pickering back after a 2-year absence. Coming back from Castleford. Clyde. What a buy he proved for the Bulldogs last year. Bradley Clyde after 11 years with Canberra. The kick by Ricky Stewart into a bit of space. Mullins goes across the 40-20. He kicks it in play. Great work by Brett Mullins, and he got around the first defender.
Oh, class that by Mullins, wasn't it? But Canterbury showed their intentions early on. I think it was the 2nd or 3rd tackle. They just got out of there. Ricky Stewart gets the ball, and here we have Brett Mullins there showing all the class there, knocking the ball back in and putting his side in a position where they can work the ball out.
And good to see in the paper too, he's saying that it's the fittest he's been for 5 seasons. No better runner in the game than him, the 2 fullbacks. What a clash that's going to be tonight.
Ferner. David Ferner. Wolford. Picks out McFadden. McFadden splits Halligan and Silva. Halligan goes back. As Silva in support, the chase once again. Being led by Laurie Daly. They love him here. El Masri tackled 20 away from his own line. Craig Polomounta out there in jumper number 14. Had a shocking injury last year. He played just 4 games off the bench. That pass was forward according to the patrons here at Bruce Stadium. Matt Hewitt disagrees. Polomounta also keen.
It's good tackling there from the lock forward Croker. He's been a good player for the Raiders over a number of years. The chase has been outstanding from the Raiders early.
Travis Norton into a bit of space. Norton has Mullins to beat. He's got support. Clyde is it. Clyde against his old club. Brought down 1 metre out. Reaches out. Held up, I believe.
He's lost possession too. So wrong in 2 counts, Clyde. Didn't he look good striding out there? Travis Norton threw the dummy, decided to run. There was space up the middle of the ground. The support came in. Clyde just couldn't get there.
What a tackle by Vainikalo. Come from the right side here. He had to cover a lot of ground, and he did so. Came up with a desperation tackle. Good show of strength there by Vainikalo. Gets in underneath the ball. Great break there by Travis Norton. We spoke about him earlier, going to be a danger man. Canberra just got a bit sloppy on the inside there on the fourth tackle.
Speaking about danger men, Kenny Nagus, a winger by trade, now finds himself in the centres. This is a huge kick.
It's a good counter-attack there from the Raiders. They were in all sorts on their own line. They've gone the full 100 metres, and look at the chase. Led by McFadden again. He makes the tackle.
We've only been going near 10 minutes now, but Canterbury are just looking like they're fatiguing. I know they haven't played any football, and you can train until the cows come and be as fit as you want and go on 100k bike rides, but there's nothing that substitutes match fitness. Canberra have had a few games. They're just looking a little bit better of the two at this stage.
Yeah, a little bit more hungry at this stage of the game. A long way to go, Pickering. He's a man who, speaking of injuries, has had plenty of them, but has always had a very good reputation.
Very hard man, as you say. He's had a lot of injuries. Came back and asked for another opportunity there at the Canterbury club, and has been given it. There's Ricky Stuart with the kick downfield.
I think it's time to go back. Swan. Now this is Anthony Swan.
I'll tell you what, Phil Blake was saying that the doggies look a little bit tired. The perfect example of this is how long they lay on the ground after a tackle. Let's have a look and see how quickly they do get back.
Austin delivers it. That's Anthony Kalila.
There's another sign of tiredness, starting to offload the football, Canberra.
Atkins plays it back quickly. Corvo. McFadden. Mark McClendon on the bench for the Canberra Raiders. Daly. Ferner. Drops it onto his right boot. Bad kick straight to Silva. And Silva, one of the most dangerous counter-attacking players in the game.
Oh!
Maybe he wishes he stopped a few metres earlier.
Yeah, Croker it was. Eat that, Roddy Silva.
And now they look to attack and defence Canberra. El-Masri off the right wing. Mark Corvo completing that tackle. The Bulldogs have enjoyed the bonus in possession at this stage. No score so far.
I've got to give you a rap here. The referee's let the game flow so far early. There's Norton again, a dangerous player. Good tackle there from McFadden. Geez, had a good start to the game.
Pickering for Ricky Stuart. This is also a 40-20 kick. Vainikalo goes back. Gets back there quickly. Bounces up nicely. Gives it to Brett Mullins. Mullins, so good at breaking the line. He's away again, the number one for Canberra.
What an exciting player he is, Brett Mullins, from anywhere on the field. A bad missed tackle there by Darren Smith. That just goes to show that that's another sign of fatigue that's setting in with Canterbury at this stage.
Turner, short side play, little forward pass. Matt Hewitt's picked up.
That stops the momentum a little bit for the Canberra Raiders.
It stems the tide a bit, doesn't it, for them? And now they can get a bit of a rest here, standing around, sucking in the big ones. Good chance to get some water and rest the legs a little bit.
Anthony Kalila, a player of immense ability, made his debut back in '95, really came to the fore throughout the final series of 1997.
He'll turn out to be one of the buys of the year, this young fella. Not wanted by the Northern Eagles, but I tell you, a very good buy for the Canberra Raiders, and he will turn out to be a very good buy, very strong, very powerful, and has had a good game so far this evening.
Ricky Stuart. Hughes. Billy Tillau. Hughes again. Picks up a good 15 metres as Corey Hughes. And Laurie Daly just hanging on a little bit too long.
Yeah, a little bit of gamesmanship there. Laurie putting the hand on the football. Good play there from Hughes too to get up. He milked the penalty a little bit. You don't get penalties away like this against the Doggies. 32 metres out. Halligan right in kicking range. There's Daly going on with the tackle. It was a good dominant tackle. There's Hughes trying to get to his feet. The hand on the football. And fair enough, that penalty. Laurie just trying to slow things down.
He's been an enthusiastic start. Laurie Daly, I guess a lot of people expected maybe Mal Meninga to play him at lock forward. And Laurie actually put his hand up and said, I will play at lock forward. But at this stage of the season, only round one, Laurie finds himself in that famous number 6 jersey.
I think when you'll find that when young McClendon comes on, he may well go to number 13. And but at this point of time, number 6 is a very good position for him. He's very familiar with that, and he's leading by example this evening, especially in defence.
Halligan.
78%.
30 in succession. Breaking that long-standing record held by Mick Crowder. Strikes it nicely. He doesn't miss, does he? The flags are up. Canterbury, they open their scoring account. In the 15th minute, they lead by 2. And they'd be relatively happy to have 2 on the board.
They haven't been the better side so far in this game. They've just grinded away, haven't they? Travis Norton has really been the only player to make a break, but the Raiders look sharp. Made a number of breaks in the first 20 minutes of this game. Through Mullins. Furner down the right-hand side also. McClendon has looked very, very dangerous. McFadden, sorry.
Over 200 games for Laurie Daly. Stewart. Smith. Upended, driven back in that tackle. Great work by Corvo and Ruben Wiki.
Ooh.
And now they swarm upon the Bulldogs. Decoy run, Daly once again involved. Wiki getting through a amount of work in defence.
You wouldn't have seen the number 17 very much, David Atkins. Keep your eye on him. He is a sledgehammer in defence. Little solid fella. Another pocket battleship.
Going back. Swan can't make enough ground, neither Mullins. That ball finds touch. A great kick. Great to see him back out there and running freely, isn't it, Brett Mullins?
Certainly isn't it? No one will ever forget those 2 tries he scored up at Newcastle that evening, both 90 to 95 metre tries. I've never seen anything before it or since it. It's just magnificent to see this free-running footballer in full stride, and let's hope he can get through injury-free for most of the season.
Have a look at this one. Front on. Stone knows he's been hit.
Yeah, that McClendon just collecting accidentally an elbow there, and there's Mal Meninga and the new assistant coach Glenn Lazarus for the Canberra Raiders. 58% success rate there for Mal Meninga. Looking to improve upon that this year. Corvo. Wiki plays it back quickly.
Smart coaching there from Mal Meninga to bring a bloke in like Glenn Lazarus back to his hometown, Canberra. He'd have a lot to offer their forwards, I tell you, and he'd had respect.
Corvo again. Pushes away from one. Travis Norton went rocketing backwards. Daly. Long ball. McClendon mix up again. Ruben Wiki went without it.
It's a little bit flat there in attack field, Blake, as they went wide.
Yeah, they certainly were. It was a good position actually to start their set of 6 off. They were in good field position, but just came up with a mistake there. Just needed to get a little bit deeper. Here we go. Just a bit of confusion there. Ricky Stewart got in the way. They've come up with a knock-on, and they'll be very much relieved will Canterbury.
It's the one error so far for the Canberra Raiders. Corey Hughes. He's the youngest son of the famous Gary Hughes. Slow play the ball. Laurie Daly again. This is the second time he's given away a penalty.
He's got every right to stand his ground there. It'll be interesting to see the replay. It's the second time he's been penalised. Not in kicking range this time. Laurie will be disappointed with that. The tackle on Hughes again. Standing his ground.
Well, disappointed. Laurie Daly thinking that maybe he could have got that penalty.
And who was the first one out of the defensive line there to hit Troy Stone? Captain Laurie Daly.
I tell you, a good player too. Didn't hang his head down, just got straight back into the action.
Dennis Scott, the former Brisbane Bronco who joined Canterbury last year. He's a player to watch. He really is quite a Strong, powerful, makes a good impact off the bench. Smith looking to run from acting half. Now he takes off. Ruben Wiki getting through a mountain of defence. Short side play. Polomouta stepping off the right boot. Adam Perry will find Stuart. High ball by Stuart. Here come the runners. Steve Price. Contest. Oh, Nagers went without it. They've got it back, 6 to go now. The Bulldogs well and truly on the attack. Travis Norton. Open side play for Stuart. They've marked up pretty well, Canberra, though. Did a good job.
Vanacalo to come from that right wing again to make the important tackle.
Perry.
Laurie Daly defending on the wing. Right out here on the right-hand side.
Stuart. Nice cut-out ball. Willie Talau. Close to the line. Great flick ball. Went without it. Laurie Daly will pick up 10 metres. And the offload by Daly. That's Anthony Brand. So Brand 15 away from his own line. Plays it back. Anthony Kalila. And caught them within the 10 metres. Matt Hewitt.
Yeah, the advantage of having a young player. There's Mullins leaving the field. Have a well-earned rest. Advantage of having little players to get in and scoot there from dummy half when you're in trouble. You have a look at the Doggies. They haven't retired the 10 metres. It's a good penalty there from Hewitt. It's had a strong game, the referee.
And this is where we were talking about earlier about discipline, doing the little things right, just to get back with the referee. We're getting into the 20th minute now. They'll have a 1 minute break. I think they're doing that right as we speak. But this is the time when fatigue sets in and all of a sudden it's too easy not to get back or too easy to come in out of the line and take the easy option. This is where you need the discipline. And it should be shown by mostly by the senior players, but now they've got the chance there from the coaches to send out the message as the blokes get tired and fatigued. Let's have the discipline. Let's do the little things right. Let's play the ball properly. Let's not offload. If the person's not in a better position than us, let's go the next tackle.
Bradley Clyde, possibly the fittest he has ever been. And that is coming from
that's a
fitness coordinator and coach in Billy Johnston. Clyde at 30 years of age and one of the most famous faces of rugby league, in the great Terry Lamb. But Ricky Stewart has that famous right boot also, and it's been causing a little bit of damage tonight.
This is the tackle I was saying about Vanacolo making again, coming in off the wing. They jump high for the football. Nagus knocks it back. And there's Vanacolo right on the spot.
Willie Talau just trying to force that ball, and McFadden did a very good job.
You couldn't really blame him for pushing the pass there. I thought the pass was on. Really should have taken that football. The Raiders out of trouble now. 50 metres out. I really remember them being down there that much. It's been all the Doggies territorially, but the Raiders have made the breaks.
Now Canterbury rush up out of the line. Hughes makes the tackle.
They have been down there, but only defensively blocked. If they can get down there and get a couple of sets back to back, they could show their wares and do a bit of damage.
McFadden puts up his prop forward, Luke DeVico. Bradley Clyde. DeVico with a good offload. McFadden very quick off the mark. Back on the inside for Daly. Looking to link up with his outside men. Can't do so at this stage. Look at the strength of Daly. Darren Smith came again.
He's never tackled.
Short side play. DeVico. Stephen Price. Prop on prop. McFadden. Daly. Inside ball for Brand. The good offload, McFadden. And McFadden still ranging up on the right-hand side. Wolford again, the stab kick. Halligan goes back, Silver. Halligan gates, Silver, good cover. Wolford the chaser, Wolford did a great job.
Got some speed, the little number 9. There's the Canterbury coaching staff. The Doggies, Steve Folkes in the middle there. And that's exactly what Phil Blake was calling for, the repeat set of 6. Wolford again from dummy half. Well placed. Nagus chases. Wolford makes the tackle.
I thought he may have done better just to go straight out at the line rather than try to get around them. Wolford cut him off. Inspirational stuff there by the number 9.
Mark McClendon on half of the Mac attack. Looking to make that extra step this year is Mark McClendon. DeVico, good charge. 25 away from the try line. Corvo, Wiki I should say. McFadden, inside ball for Brown. Straight through he goes, the big man. They stopped him. They won't stop Walford. The hooker gets across for the Canberra Raiders. And they lead by 4 points to 2.
Oh, what a first half he's had, Walford. He's been the best player on the field. Anthony Brand, the 16, beautifully able to stand in the tackle, showed good footwork too, got his arms free, turned the football back on the inside to Walford. That's a good play, just going a little bit wider that time, turns the ball inside, the low tackle from Clyde, Brand stands, attracts a couple, Walford sniffing around, scores right next to the post.
He's been so good since he's been on Anthony Brand. This is the second time in as many hit-ups that he's offloaded the ball. First was to young McFadden. This time on the inside to Wolford. They got very lazy to Canterbury. Didn't come across on the inside there. And a great try there to young Wolford. He set it up with the kick in behind to start with, and he finished it off with a nice try.
Turner with the conversion from in front. Makes no mistake, the flags are up. David Furner, he adds the extras. And it's the Canberra Raiders. They lead by 6 points to 2. 16 minutes to go in the opening half. And I'd say they probably deserve to be in front as well. Yeah,
you'd have to say that. They've made the number of the breaks. Good play there from Brown. He attracted a number of players to come in to make the tackle. And this bloke sniffing around in the middle of the ruck, and he has got speed. Gets the first try there for the Raiders. 6 points to 2 in favour of the Raiders at the moment.
He's one of those underrated players, isn't he, Simon Wolford? Mal Meninga gave him the captaincy for a few games last year, and he really did lead with the C next to his name. Glenn Lazarus now. Touchline, because the interchange has been very busy in week 1 of the NRL.
He would have said he put that move on. I'm saying Lazarus. He'll say I taught Brown everything he knows.
Price was the first man there. Got the opposite number, and Luke DeVico.
And heard him. He's still been over DeVico on the far side of the field there.
Cavella. Looks to be fully recovered from that back injury.
A few too many tackles missed there from the Bulldogs, as I say, fatigue starting to set in for the Doggies. 12 missed tackles, too many. Just have a look at them now walking back, the Bulldogs. Very slow to get back. Second tackle now, only 3 players back. El Masri takes a scoop from dummy half. A number of players standing with their hands on their hips.
This man never stands with his hands on his hips. Bradley Clyde.
Geez, they've been good defensively tonight, Canberra, haven't they? You know, plenty of starts in their defence. Was that a small knock on? No.
Well, Craig Polamatta made a mess of that, but came away unscathed. As I mentioned, just the 5 games last year for Polamatta. Smith, Polamatta again. James Pickering.
Come out, Brandon.
Mullins has made his way back out there for the Canberra Raiders, but he's on the wing. And he's about to get under this high towering kick, and he did it so well. So it appears with Mark McClendon on the park, McClendon will play fullback, Brett Mullins will play right wing.
Yeah, that's fine. Mullins just as equally potent on the wing as he is at fullback, and fits into that role quite comfortably. But what I would like to say, in the last set of 6 and over the last couple of minutes, Canterbury lacking cohesion with the football. You know, they want to, you know.
They've been dominated in defence. That's probably the biggest thing for the Raiders.
Yeah.
Offload, Furner.
It's starting to happen.
Up superbly. Ruben Wiki with the good offload. Now they go forward. Short side play, which they do so well. Inside the 10, that came from the good quick play the ball.
It also came from going down the short side again on a couple of occasions. Very hard to get back the 10 metres. The speed of the play the ball from the Raiders outdoing the Doggies at the moment. They're starting to warm into this game.
Laurie Daly, the Raiders have also picked up a brand new sponsor only today. They lost the computer company in Oracle. Now they have Osmail on as their jersey sponsors. Jason Croker. Mark Corvo. Kalela. I go back to the open side. Wolford by himself. Links up now with Daly. Daly the long floating ball. This is Costin. Brandon Costin. Swan gets away from the left wing. Back to the mid-park. Oh!
And around. No, he took him out.
The Shepherd, no doubt about it. Anthony Swan, the man on the left wing. He came back on the inside.
It'll be interesting to see if a Canberra Raider player does take out one of the Doggies. That's Costin with the football now. Let's just have a look to see if there's any grabs there or impeding any of the Bulldogs players.
Yeah, very hard to tell there on that tight shot, but referee Matt Hewitt had no doubt about it. Pickering goes for a good gallop.
That's a better run there from Pickering. It's going to be hard to handle if you go high. You've got to go low on a big man like that.
Well, the big man goes forward, and Stephen Price. The Canberra Raiders have been doing plenty of offloading the Bulldogs, and none to this day.
Let him go, come out, Anthony, come out.
Smith going to make a real impact for the Bulldogs.
Let him up.
He's been solid, if not explosive. We're talking to a couple of the Bulldogs officials saying that he's been crook earlier this morning, so be an excuse for them.
Boy Hughes, final tackle for Canterbury. High ball from Ricky Stewart. Halligan comes through with Talau. Mullins, well, safe. Very, very safe.
I'll tell you what, lucky Travis Norton was there backing up. He beat Daryl Halligan on the outside. Phil Blake was mentioning before about the 90-metre tries. He can score them.
Yeah, certainly can. He diffused that Bonnie. That's the second one he's done in as many minutes there. Brett Mullins playing a very, very good game this evening.
David Atkins, the player that Stephen Roach has said to keep an eye on. Anthony Kalila runs into the shoulder there of Stephen Hughes, the right centre.
Always gets 10 metres, Anthony Kalila. They go high. He's got these short, stumpy legs, but I tell you, they're very powerful, and he drags them along.
Corvo, who joined the Canberra Raiders from Adelaide, now the kick. Silver goes back, it heads towards the sideline. Well, Masri comes infield to help out Rod Silver. And not even Rod Silver could get through that chase. Very warm conditions in Canberra tonight. The temperature's still hovering around 20-degree mark at this stage of the night. For Canberra, that is sizzling. It's a dry heat that does affect the players. Well, as he lost control of that, the penalty will go to Canterbury. Kenny Nagas just...
I thought Norton was a little bit at fault there too, putting the ball on the ground. You're not allowed to do that. I'm
still out in this rule. You know, many years ago they said you can't do this. You can't put the football on the ground. You must get to your feet, then put the ball down and play it. For mine, I'm still out on it, and I don't think it's a good thing that Canterbury got a penalty on that occasion.
Exactly right. The rule still states you must get to your feet for placing the ball on the park, but at the same stage, Nagas was all over Norton as he was trying to play that ball. That penalty count just in favour of the Bulldogs. Ricky Stewart, decoy runners. Talau was one of the decoys. Now Silver. Silver looks to get on the outside of Brandon Pearson. In fact, I should say Brandon Costin. Old habits die hard, along with names.
That's 4.
DeVico came over the top just to finish off that tackle. And Stone. Stewart. Norton, inside ball to Lau. McFadden put the body on the line.
Get him up! Get up!
Good tackle. One of the options. Stone through the hands. Hughes the kick. Hughes does the chasing. Well, Kalila, he was there easily to clean up.
Yeah, there was a bit more production from the Canterbury side, wasn't it? They were a bit more, threw a few more questions at the defensive line of Canberra there and nearly came up with 1 or 2 half breaks. A lot better to watch.
It looks to me like Mal Meninga has worked hard defensively on the Raiders. We always known that they had the attacking ability to score long-distance tries, but their defence tonight has been swarming. They've got 2 and 3 in every tackle, and they're hurt.
And they're winning the battle, and that's why the defensive line is always set, and that's why Canterbury's having such a difficult time penetrating that, because when they're running up, they're getting hit by 2 and 3s.
Get him up! For the last!
Wilford goes back. McFadden's in a whole heap of trouble here. He's been sacked.
They're the sort of things they do well. I bet you it's Stephen Price that makes the tackle. No, it's not. He generally is there.
Come back!
Great chaser. They look similar, don't they?
Yeah, the black headgear.
Get him up!
Stewart. The decoy, they bypass Stewart for Travis Norton.
2 now, Laurie, let him up, Laurie, he's had enough.
Corey Hughes directing traffic out there. One more settler from Bradley Clyde.
That's 3, Brandon!
Davico went down low on Clyde, Kalila over the top. Stewart, nice ball for Hughes to Lau. Marking up very well. Stewart, flick ball for Dennis Scott. Price it was. Hughes. Laurie Daly got him and rode into the ground. Stewart We'll try the grubber. Mullins is there along with McClendon.
Yeah, not a bad ploy there from the doggies. They weren't getting anywhere really. Just get that repeat set, put the pressure on again. A few of the Raiders starting their hands on the hips now, 7 minutes before half time. Few hands on the hips. Beautifully timed kick there for Halligan. Cleans up nicely, Mullins in the end.
And any time you get back-to-back sets, especially this so late in the half, you're going to put a lot of pressure on the defensive side. It's going to be interesting to see how Canberra come up in this next set of 6.
They're that type of side, aren't they, the doggies? They just keep grinding and grinding. All of a sudden they'll get a try. Let's hope it's not just before half time for Mal Meninga's men. Drop out now by Daly.
It's a good one also, 40 on the fly. Stuart, the receiver. And Dennis Scott. Oh, tragic. Steve Reardon. He wound up from about 40 metres away and then went without it.
That's certainly not what you want. It's just relieve the pressure, stem the tide a bit. Canberra now have got the football. There's 6.5 minutes to go. I'd say they just work this up and get a good kick in there and see if they can't reverse the roles.
Yeah, you've got to feel for blokes making a mistake like that. He wound up and running the football as hard as he could and lost possession.
Brandon Costin loses a boot in that hit-up. Jason Croker, I think still one of the best front-on defenders in the game. DeVico gets around Troy Stan. Wolford back to the left, finds McFadden. Got that good left foot step, McFadden. Picked up 10 metres.
A good play there from Stone to close off on the inside. That's what you've got to do. The ball had left him.
Ferner. Corey Hughes goes hard, locks up the ball. Didn't lock it up good enough, did he? Kenny Nagus, back from McClendon. Great ball, quick hands by Ricky Vainicolo. Thought about passing off the ground, Vainicolo. McClendon delays the ball for Wolford. Wolford got the kick in. It's a beauty in the end. El Masri goes back, Kenny get out. The green jumpers, the green machine. They arrive in numbers.
I'll tell you what, they reacted quickly then, the Canberra Raiders, didn't they? They didn't know the kick was on. Wolford was caught, spun out of a tackle, put the chip in the in-goal area, and the reaction time from the Raiders was superb. El Masri nowhere to go. Look at the chase. Mullins, Croker up there as well, along with Swain. They know it's only a few minutes before half-time, 5.5 minutes to be exact. They want to get a try on the board before half-time to go in with a comfortable lead.
The good things in Bruce Stadium, the Canberra Raiders, normally they are, but Canterbury have a great record against Canberra at Bruce Stadium, winning their last 2 games here. Anthony Brand, Central Coast Junior, then went to Newcastle. DeVico. A very strong game so far, DeVico. The front row really standing up for Canberra. DeVico, the clenched fists.
Get away. Got to get him up. Yeah, I know that, Rick. Yep. They've got a few.
It's a good charge. It brought the crowd to their feet too. Straight at Ricky Stuart. He took the big man on. Pickering over the top. Struggling to get to his feet. It's fair enough too.
Canterbury have been just as bad on having pinched them. So.
Not unusual to see Ricky having a little bit of a chat with the referee, is it?
Oh, I thought he was quite calm that time.
He was, very much so.
Yeah. He could have went right off. He might be too hot.
It is very warm out there, Ricky Stuart. Of course, he missed this corresponding game last year. He was out with a 1-game suspension, Ricky Stuart. He desperately wanted to play against the Canberra Raiders and celebrate a victory. He gets his chance tonight, Ricky Stuart.
Stay behind.
David Ferner, 65%, has that perfect record tonight. Can he keep it intact? He does. The flags are in the air. The Canberra Raiders, they bump that lead out now. They lead by 8 points to 2, 3 minutes left opening half. Nice little time of the half to also get that extra 2-point buffer. Being rewarded, it's been hard work out there, hard, hot work. David Ferner, the Churchill medal winner back in 1994 when the Canberra Raiders won that grand final. From memory, Mal Meninga scoring a spectacular try in that grand final. I think of all the grand finals he ever contested, Big Mal, the only time he'd ever scored a try. Now looking to add a premiership as a coach to his trophy cabinet, which is bulging. Luke DeVico. Corey Hughes finishes off the tackle. The Bulldogs, renowned for their defence, but missing 18 tackles so far. DeVico. Play the ball, Daly. The long kick. That's a 40-20 kick. It reaches the 20. El Masri got back quickly. Rod Silver. Haven't seen him cut loose yet, but he just, you know, eventually throughout the game, you'll see the number 1 for Canterbury in open space.
And it's generally late in both halves too, isn't it? You've got to be on your game. Just sniffs around the middle of the ruck of the big men. Really misses Darren Britt, who should be back next week. I was talking to him a little bit earlier.
That's his turn, let him go.
Yeah, no Jason Hetherington, no Darren Britt, no Gavin Lester for Canterbury tonight. Travis Morgan, 10 metres short of the halfway line.
4.
Stuart, just a nice soft inside ball for Pickering. Easily picked off though by Croker. Stuart
40.
kicking to that wing of Vainikolo. Vainikolo got there on the full. It makes it a lot easier. He certainly can bring that ball back with plenty of venom. Daly, cross park, inside ball. Croker, Mullins.
That's 2 now, let him go. Let him up. That's 2 and hold.
So play the ball from Brett Mullins. Danger period coming up for Canterbury now.
That's 30.
Ruben Wiki.
Get up.
Just need a little bit of individual brilliance here. Who will they look to, Daly or McFadden?
Or McClendon or Mullins or Nagus.
They've got plenty of them, haven't they?
Plenty of strike weapons. DeVico, Daly, longer ball. That's Mark McClendon. The ball went backwards. Furner, Nagus. Look at his acceleration. Nagus straight through. Canterbury, they cover up. They don't get there.
They've got to go left.
DeVico needs a quick play the ball.
Left.
They go left. McClendon into space, maybe through the hands. They score.
They had to. They had to go through the hands. They were in all sorts in the doggies. El Masri, the only man there for them. He was on his bike and he cleaned up beautifully.
Great run there by Kenny Nagus on the, from a standing start there.
4 on 2. The Canberra Raiders, they were lining up to score. And Hazem El Masri very happy to see McClendon kick.
I bet he was. It's a charge of the Light Brigade down that side.
Put that try-saving tackle down to Stephen Hughes. Stopped a certain try there on Nagus. Came from nowhere. Great ankle tackle.
I thought he was in for all money.
Field goal attempt. He shaped for McClendon. Too far away. The siren sounds in the background. Croker. Maybe that ball forward. Costin chips. Swan comes through. The ball goes dead. Well, the Canberra Raiders dominating the opening 40 minutes here at Bruce Stadium. They've scored the 1 try to 0. 2 out of 2 for David Furner. The half-time scoreline at Bruce Stadium, 8 points to 2. There's Brandon Costin. Haven't seen too much of him. The ball hasn't been on that left-hand side of the park. Most of the play coming down the right-hand side. Laurie Daly has been very vigorous in defence. 8 points to 2, the half-time scoreline here. As James Pickering makes his way out, Croker with that right arm very, very heavily strapped. Half-time scoreline at Bruce Stadium. It's the Canberra Raiders in control, but only just. They lead by 8 points to 2. We'll take a short break. Enthusiasm and plenty of it for the Canberra Raiders. We're underway for the second 40 minutes now at Bruce Stadium. McFadden, the first touch. Wiki straight up into him. Smith came over the top. Calella. Offload.
That's 2, release. Ball back.
DeVico winds up on the short side. Had David Furner in support. Croker stepping off that left boot and looking for the offload. Wolford, the longer ball. McFadden. It's a 40-20 and misses, but only just. Out on the full. It'll come back. We're about 35 away from the Canterbury try line.
I'd like to see that again. Touchy, a little bit slow to get up with the play there.
Sorry.
Let's have a look at it. How far back the Touchy is.
Well,
Tell you what,
On the line is out.
he must be Superman. He's got X-ray vision eyes.
He did a good job. I agree with him. The chalk came up.
You would.
He had the binoculars out for touching. Stewart takes them the short side. Back for Stewart. Perry defends. Croker up out of the line very quickly.
They just need to lift the tempo a little bit when they got the ball, Candy, where they just seem to be going through the motions. I know it's only their first set after half time, but they look like this in the first half. They need to up the ante and start throwing some stuff at Canberra defensively.
Nice short ball by Ricky Stewart. Stone driven backwards. Adam Perry looks at the options. Silver's on the short side along with Stewart. Back on the inside to Lau. Final tackle now. Open side play. High towering kick by Stewart. Not as deep as he hoped. Mullins.
Oh, safe as a bank.
Vainicolo's come off the wing to do some work. He does a good job away from his own line.
Oh, he's a big unit, isn't he? You'd be telling him if you were the coach of that side, every time we're coming out of our own end, you have to have a run from dummy half. He's a handful.
The Vico backslam. Smith through a lot of work in defence. Ruben Wiki. Wolford, sloppy play the ball. Play on, says referee Matt Hewitt. McFadden decides to have a run. Wishes he probably didn't. Driven sideways by Darren Smith.
I'd like to see referees penalise players for laying around and to play the ball. That was a perfect example of it. Price just laid there.
Bailey, Ferner has to drop it onto the left boot. Goes down, falls very nicely for Rocket Rod Silver. Looks up, the chase, a staggered line. Let's go sideline now, and joining us, Jason Hetherington. Firstly, Jason, what was the message at the halftime break?
Terry, Facey wants us to dominate around the rucks a lot more, speed up the play, the balls obviously, and dominate in defence there and get a few yards around the rucks.
The Raiders very determined in defence themselves, aren't they?
Yeah, they're playing well, they're defending well. I think if we just hang in there and be the next to score, we're right in this game.
And just finally, mate, you've got that shoulder injury. How far away are you?
Oh, at this stage, about 6 weeks, 7 weeks maybe. I'm not going to rush things. It's easier sitting out this time of the year than what I sat out last year. So
it certainly is.
At the end of the season. So I'm not going to rush back, and I'm going to make sure it's 100% right before I do come back.
Jason, thanks very much for your time tonight. Look forward to you getting back on that paddock.
Thanks, Terry.
Jason Hetherington joining us on the sideline. And Darren Smith just down injured in that last tackle. Looks to have twisted an ankle maybe. Or maybe a calf muscle.
Oh, he got a knock to the shin, did he?
Oh, the left ankle twisted badly under the body weight of Mullins. And you can see it twist. You can feel the pain go all the way from the ankle, up the leg and into the head. Time on. Shows it on the inside. McFadden looking for the ball. Wolford. Oh, went a little bit high on that occasion, Hughes. In fact, Adam Perry it was. DeVico. He's had a very, very good game.
Yeah, he's got the ability to get through the other side, hasn't he? Very strong game there from DeVico.
McFadden, that right boot, came off the side of the right boot, but still it finds touch. Shaw does it. He was taken out. The penalty goes to Canterbury.
David Ferner not very happy about it neither. He thinks he's seen something untoward in the tackle.
In fact, I should say the penalty goes to Canberra, and the touch judges in from this side of the park will have a listen to referee Matt Hewitt.
Where is he? Number 9.
Adam Perry is the player being called out. Ricky Stewart comes over.
Just have a listen, Rick. Hang on a minute. All I'd like you to do is to stand up and have a listen. Steve?
First of all, about two play the balls ago, or in the movement, this player dropped the bloke a bit high, probably accidental. I gave him the benefit, but then 2 tackles later, he's come in late after the players kicked the ball. I'm not sure whether he lifted an elbow or a high tackle. So
okay, all right. We'll put it on reforce. Okay, you keep your tackles down. Okay, keep him down. It's on report.
What did he come in for if he's not sure where he connected?
He came in because he knew one, it was late, and he thought it was his job to report that.
Well, Jimmy will have a look now.
Adam Perry goes on report. We'll get a closer look at it. And that's the one, the doubtful one, that he got the benefit of the doubt upon.
Get him back.
And McFadden, who was trying to get the kick away, and now Perry comes in. And I think he's in a bit of strife. Forearm was raised, and it was high, and it was to the head.
All of the above, and I would think he would go and see Mr. Hall sometime during the week.
Wolford.
I don't think he could pull out of it.
David Furner crashes straight through. The big back rower, well, just sliced straight through about 5 Bulldogs. And he goes over adjacent to the post.
Geez, fired up, wasn't he? Furner there, he nearly ran back to Wollongong. What about that for a power run? 15 metres out, the reverse of play. Showed great strength, skipped out of a couple of feeble attempts at tackle. He's fired up. Just a simple inside pass, set play there. Skips out of 2 attempts, bumbles over 3 more. What a try. Power.
He actually got through 5 Bulldog defenders here. Easily got around Stone. Clyde missed him. Silver did his best. Perry was chasing along with Stuart, but there was no stopping big David Furner. Celebrates his first try for the year 2000. And he scores it just where all goal kickers like it. Adjacent to the post. 1 try and 2 goals so far. You better make it 3 goals. The Canberra Raiders, they stretch that advantage. They lead by 14 points to 2, 47 gone.
Great determination try there by Furner. On the inside, as we said earlier, you can't afford to drop off at marker or pivot defence. And all of a sudden we had here Stone going in with the shoulder. Clyde also misses around the ankles there. Silver could have come up with a better effort, but put that one down to determination. Nice plan here, getting out of dummy half Wolford. Nice diversion there by Wiki, and good determination run by Furner.
Well, that's been the difference in the game today. I know that they've attacked better, the Raiders, but they've got options. That was a set play there in the middle of the ruck. They go further ahead on the scoreboard, 14 points to 2.
And they are looking the real deal, aren't they? Particularly with this man charging forward like this, Ruben Wiki. Thriving in that front row position, Anthony Kallela. Now the crowd here at Bruce Stadium, as Steve Roach said, may be a little bit disappointing, but they get behind the green machine. DeVico. Possession now favouring the Canberra Raiders. They have dominated possession in this second stanza. Rod Silver goes back.
Look at the chase. They're fired up, the Raiders.
So important to win your first game at home.
Great defence too. Wolford again. Little number 9.
Azamel Mazrick comes off the wing and tries to perform some magic of his own. Ricky Stewart scooped it up just the one hand.
There's Wolford's tackle again, captain of the chase team. He is denied anyway.
Willie Talau.
It's a pat on the back from Furner for his troubles. Well, was that marker square? No way. Good refereeing again.
Matt Hewitt hearing Steve Roach from the commentary box.
Yeah, okay, mate.
But this might just spark Canterbury. They're 14-2 down. As yet to date, they haven't done too much with the football. Now they've got to score some tries. We might see the best of Canterbury now. They've got to play a bit more with a bit more flamboyancy.
Likely they don't have any choice. They certainly need a spark. Olamounta, Price. Shorter ball for Clyde. Troy Stone. Hughes. That's Corey Hughes.
He's hurt too.
He just collected his head with Anthony Brand. And we have timeout at Bruce Stadium. He's cut his chin wide open by the look of it. That is bleeding very, very badly. And normally when you see that, it has been a head clash. Big Anthony Brand stands over the top.
Oh.
And there's no doubt it was Wolford, in fact, who had the raised elbow. And The contact of the elbow made contact with the head. The rules of the game says Wolford could well and truly be in trouble.
It's a little bit careless, that. You can tell how far away from the tackle player his body was. It was high. We'll go and get that taped up. He'll be back on. I think he tried to get his shoulder in there. I don't think it was a swinging arm or a deliberate elbow.
No, it was a timing issue. There's no doubt about that. But there is the careless and reckless
Yeah, it was high.
rule that may well work against Simon Wolford as Corey Hughes leaves the paddock. Bad clash.
Sew him up. He'll be back.
Price. And now we've got Costin down. The Canberra short ball, they went without it, Hughes. Stephen Hughes was steaming through.
That's a little bit better there from the doggies.
There's Brandon Costin just limping to the sideline. Haven't seen too much of him tonight. He's in quite a deal of pain with that ankle.
Stay in, Travis. Stay in, Travis.
McFadden. Anthony Swan. Good, powerful, strong run of the ball. Brand. Oh, good one-on-one tackle by Stone.
Yeah, good clash. I enjoyed that one. Look at the missed tackles, 29. Don't know what you can put that down to.
Clyde over the top.
Well, it's no coincidence that both sides, as in Newcastle and Canterbury, never played trial games and are really stumbling and bumbling around the football, offensively and defensively struggling.
Knee problem for Brandon Costin.
Ooh.
Nice little chip. Mullins went for the big one-handed hook. Ferner kept it on the toe. El Masri goes back. Halligan goes back. They'll get a repeat set of 6.
He did well there, Halligan. He's not the fastest man in the world, but Ferner saw that. If that ball had bounced straight into Mullins' hands, it was bye-bye. A great chip. Geez, they've got some variation in their game. Here it is again. A little chip over the top. Look at the bounce. Ferner scoops it up, sees it, it's Halligan. He's got to turn around and chase.
And just in the picture there, look at all the green shirts down there. We've got 3 of the Canterbury sides, all the, like a wing, 2 wingers and a centre. But Canterbury had 7 or 8 shirts in that picture there. That just goes to show what position the game's in and the enthusiasm and who's winning this football game.
No doubt about it. Even on the chip kick, there was still plenty of green machine jumpers there. McClendon has it. Finds big Anthony Brand. Ricky Stuart went down below around the bootlaces. Although 25 away from the try line. Brand again.
He's played strong, hasn't he?
Had injury concerns last year, fully fit for round 1. Daly has players in motion, went himself. Good tackle by Smith and also Reardon. Short side play for Ferner. Has 1 try, looking for 2, can't get the ball down.
She's an explosive Ferner, isn't he?
Very powerful, you know, especially in the thigh area.
Never gets that many mentions in teams, does he? Well, players rapping, I'll tell you what, he's one of the most underrated in the game, Ferner. He's played for Australia and also New South Wales. He doesn't get the raps he deserves.
But I was here many years ago, Block. He came over from rugby union as a fullback, and all of a sudden, you know, transgressed into the forwards. And I tell you, his last 4 or 5 years have been outstanding.
Big chance for the Canberra Raiders now. Daly, one-on-one. Good tackle made by Craig Polamaunta. Silver came in to help out. The Canberra Raiders looking to put Canterbury to the sword. The Bulldogs are under pressure.
Held! 2!
McFadden scheming, looking to link up, and McClendon loses possession. That ball went forward. Somehow he kept it. He's lost it.
Geez, they're dangerous, aren't they, those little fellas? They're going to get better and better.
Across the football field. If they can get their forwards to put themselves in a position most games where they're either winning or close to winning the football game in the last 20 minutes, these blokes, these 2 Mac attacks, you got Vainicolo on the wing there, you got Mullins at the back. They've certainly got footballers that can, you know, score tries and damage defensive sides.
Yeah, the impressive thing tonight, they've always been very good in attack. It's their defence. So far, they haven't allowed a 4-pointer.
No.
That will be the goal now. Plenty of time left, though, for the Bulldogs to get back into this game. Mullins goes across to his right-hand side.
Well, the other mob haven't thrown many questions to them, only a couple of occasions through Travis Norton. That's been about it. Got to mix their game up a little bit more.
The go forward from Canberra has been very good. The Bulldogs have been on the back foot. Vainikolo, nice ball. McClendon, give him an inch. He'll take 60 metres and score. Ferner, flicked out the back. Atkins, the offload. Daly.
Been strong too, hasn't he?
He's played strong, hasn't he?
Corvo off the bench, very powerful.
Atkins chips for himself. El Masri goes back, finds Rod Silva. Silva now with a little bit of room. Daly comes at him and gets him. We've got a player down in the background.
Calling for the stretcher.
Looks to be in a bad way. It's Stephen Hughes.
I think so, yep.
Stephen Hughes on his side at this stage and not looking very healthy. The trainer is showing a lot of concern for Stephen Hughes here. Hopefully nothing too serious, but the Medicab is coming out. Made his debut back in '93, did Stephen Hughes. Now he's been collected by his own man, and the leg just went twisting under the body.
Bit of a whiplash action there. That'll be a knee problem, I'd say. Unfortunate there for Stephen Hughes. Collected by one of his own teammates. Aaron Smith it was.
Well, this is bad news, and this looks quite serious for Stephen Hughes. Hopefully it's not medial or cruciate ligament damage. But the strapping together of the legs, I don't think I've seen that too often. Phil Blake, you probably have a little bit of experience in the injury department.
No, not really, Terry.
I'll put you on the spot, haven't I?
Yeah, you have, but obviously I've never seen them strap both legs together. Obviously, I'm just wondering whether or not it's broken in why they're doing that. But
it's the left leg.
Yeah, let's just hope for Stephen Hughes' sake that there's not too much wrong with it.
Yeah, Stephen Folkes under a little bit of pressure there at the moment. Darren Britt still out injured. He should be back next week or maybe one more week. And Stephen Folkes never shows too much emotion whether things are going bad or good, but he's made a pretty good fist of this coaching business so far.
He certainly is. Hard man too. What's he have in there? Blakey Sultanas or something?
Yeah,
fitness
maybe.
fanatic.
Yeah, maybe some grapes or something, Block.
Yeah.
Hasn't been a lot of major recruiting for the Bulldogs over the off-season. That happened 12 months ago for them when they opened the purse strings. They bought Darren Smith, Bradley Clyde and Ricky Stuart. Stuck very much with the same squad as Stephen Hughes, a sight we don't like to see. Hopefully that leg is not broken.
And let's not forget they've got Hetherington, Britt and Leicester out also, so once they get them back on deck, and once they, look, it's like Newcastle last night, they were just short of a gallop. They need a couple of runs under their belt. You can't expect not to play games and all of a sudden come in and start beating sides that have playing games, beaten to their punch. They've been beaten to the punch in every facet of the game tonight.
It's a necessary evil, the trials.
Exactly,
I suppose Cronulla would say different, I'd say.
I don't disagree because of the length of the competition. And
26 rounds.
Exactly right, yeah.
A long, long time. Brand giving away that penalty. Craig Polamatta. He took the quick tap.
You wait till I give the mark.
Now the problem being here, we saw this a couple of times last year. The mark must be given by the referee, and then the quick tap can be taken. The quick tap can't be taken unless the mark has been given.
Well, the ref should be up with the play then.
Yeah, well, usually
play on.
Yeah, if it's not on the mark, yeah, it used to be a scrum, which obviously changed the rule.
Polamatta.
First run for Polamatta for a long, long time too. He'll get better the more games he gets under his belt. He's been solid tonight.
No doubt about that. Just the 5 games last year. Big Barry Ward. Unmistakable figure of Barry Ward. can do some damage, I know that. Norton, good ball for Silva. They've got to get something going. Reardon, willing to allow on the left-hand side of the park. Halligan, well, he had a chance to show some pace. Vainikolo got over there very quickly. Clyde, there's the only one way forward. Stuart kicks. El Masri's in good position here, bats it back. Still a second chance. Norton kept it on the toe. The grubber kick may work out well. Look at Mullins go.
Geez, they've had some good players tonight. None better than Mullins, but
It was only a little play, but a major play at the same time.
you know what it is? It's a relief play. You have to defend again.
Yeah, exactly right.
He's looking good, Mullins. Vintage Mullins, isn't it?
Looking fresh, isn't he?
Now the crowd getting a little bit frustrated here with the Bulldogs.
They're baying for a penalty here.
Lying down on the tackle player. Was there a hand in there? They'll get their wish. The crowd at Bruce Stadium. Steve Reardon, the man who just shoved the hand in there along with Travis Norton. And there's Reardon, and it was a knee, in fact.
Wolford tried to play on.
Cooling down a touch, but the players still feeling the heat. Ice packs are plenty. That's McFadden. The youngsters got ice packs on the back of the neck. Atkins beside him. Nagus. He'll enjoy his time in the centres, Nagus. Mark Corvo. Well, he never got a foot on that ball.
Never even got to his feet.
Never got to his feet.
Should be a penalty.
Should be given. It'll be a knock on against Kenny Nagus. Matt Hewitt's enjoying himself out in the middle.
I think he's had a pretty fine game, actually.
He's handled
Hewitt?
pretty well.
He has, yep.
Well, once again, it's that grey area. Being held down at the same time, trying to get a quick play the ball. The call came from the touch judge, Craig Polomountain. Stewart, flick ball back on the inside. Scott. Clyde takes some stopping. Carried McClendon for some 5 metres. Stewart throws the dummy, gets away from McClendon. Final tackle for the Bulldogs. High ball. Mullins should have plenty of time, he does, to take it well. And a little bit of space. Calls, Swan, I thought. The one fleeting moment was going to get the ball back on the inside.
Swan was tackled without the football there. It should have been another penalty to the Raiders. They're all over the doggies at the moment. Very convincing, isn't it? Beating them in every facet of the play.
And 4 line breaks to just the one for the Bulldogs. Daly with plenty of time. This is a 40-20. If he gets the bounce, they'll get the scrum feed. He doesn't quite get the bounce. But look at the chase on Silva. He's been given no room to move whatsoever.
They've gone up in numbers too, haven't gone one out.
And once they get him in the corner there, they block off the second third, which is the middle of the football field, so he can't get on the outside or start to isolate defenders. They've really looked after Silva tonight. That's why he's been so quiet.
Dennis Scott struggles to his feet. Stewart, one-handed pickup. Hughes. Inside ball. Clyde. It's Price. Stewart. Little short kick in behind the line. The chasers are coming. Wolford went back and Mullins was there in support. He looked at Wolford and said the pass was a bit too hard. DeVico. Driven back for about the first time tonight. Losing possession. A chance now for the Bulldogs.
There's 3 in the tackle too. I'm not so sure that the ball wasn't stripped there.
Stuart to the line.
Oh,
Well, DeVico made sure he hammered him.
Ricky's still hanging on.
Perry picks up some 7 metres. Got away from Brand. And the offload from Perry was good to El-Masri. El-Masri looking to link up on the outside with Halligan. The ball went nowhere. We've had 20 minutes of the second half, and timeout has been called by referee Matt Hewitt. The drinks breaks takes place, a 60-second break.
Well, they're playing that well, they wouldn't want a drinks break. The Raiders, they want to up the tempo.
We've seen some details released throughout the weekend that the players have lost some 3 kilograms in body weight throughout the space of the game. The intake of fluids so important.
Well, just as important as like pre-match is certainly afterwards. You know, I think they were saying that for every kilo that you do lose, it's got to be replaced with, I think, a litre of water. So if you're losing 2 or 3 kilos throughout the match, you must replace that, you know, certainly within the first couple of hours after playing.
Did you have to have water?
It's a must block. Yeah,
oh.
No beer, mate.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Got to have the 2 or 3 litres before the beer.
Oh, right.
Laurie Daly getting plenty of fluids down his throat. At the moment, the Bulldogs standing round, they're looking for answers, but there's none forthcoming.
Although it may seem you know, tragic for the supporters and for the players at the moment, but look, it's their first hit out of the year. As we alluded to, it's a very long season, 26 rounds of football. They certainly will improve over the next 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, look at the offloads there, and they're all serious ones too. Canberra have made 91 hit-ups, 33 missed tackles. There's a lot of missed tackles there, one-on-one.
Completion
Folks will
rate
be addressing that during the week, I'm sure.
Completion rate very good for the Bulldogs, because they haven't tried to offload too many balls, so they really should be completing their sets of 6. It's been very workmanlike by the Bulldogs, but they need a little bit more. Kallela, what a good buy he's proving for the Canberra Raiders. I know it's only early, and a lot of time for him when he was at Manly. Wolford, who scored that try. Now the hooker goes for a scamper down the park, looks for support. He finds it. Kallela, he has great pace. What about the pass? Kallela has given it beauty, and they pick up a great try. Brett Kelly is the man who scores for the Raiders, but Anthony Kallela, take a bow.
Well, we're going to have something about the try of the round. That would nearly have to be it. This man has had a brilliant game. Wolford, he's had plenty of mates too. They'll check the last pass by the look of it on the video replay screen, but what a bust. Coella backs up on the inside. Beautiful pass, hands off Fenn. That's strength. There's no worries with that. Beautiful. Kelly.
Oh, I don't know about that now.
Let it go. That's a champagne try. Beautiful stuff.
At first I saw the big claw come out, and maybe the ball come backwards out of the right hand, but it did.
It seems worse in slow motion too, Terry.
It does.
Yeah. I'm not sure if I'm a fan of going to the video on forward passes, to be honest.
Oh.
The ball can float forward. It's the position where they put the hand. I think it's all right.
As long as it's, you know, it starts going backwards, it can then float forward, and with momentum, I think that looked like that did.
We're about to find out. Green, you'll hear a cheer. Red, you'll hear the boos.
Oh.
So close to being spectacular, and it still was.
Give him a try for it anyway. Wolford's had an outstanding game. Look at him. He sniffs it. Strong Fenn too, powerful in the legs. Good support play here from Coella, new to the club. Backs up on the inside. Great pass.
Well, he played the football, I think, Buddha Kallela there.
This will be interesting. Just have a look at the positioning of the hands now. Look, throws it back. Ball might have floated forward, but that doesn't matter.
And the camera angle certainly doesn't look good for the Canberra side looking from this angle, and that's why I'm not a big favour of going to the referees on forward passes.
Very hard to tell, isn't it? Very subjective. Decision has been made by Chris Ward. Oh, crunching defence. This has been the impressive thing about the Canberra Raiders. It's defence that let them down last year. tonight it's been first class.
It's not often you see Canterbury side get out-muscled at, and it's one significant factor in this game tonight that Canberra certainly have have been more physical than what the Bulldogs have.
Vainakola allowed that ball to bounce, but still made the play on it. Nagus, ball to nobody. Kallela has it. He's quicker than you think, Anthony Kallela. Reminds me very much of Alan Cann, who used to play for the Brisbane Broncos, who scored 2 tries in a grand final against St George. And now the Bulldogs with the counter-attack through Norton. Talau. Well, Talau has knocked that ball on. Glenn Hughes came up with it. Laurie Daly can't believe the call of stripping.
It's my call. 2 in, took it out.
Has been made against the Raiders.
He's got the stare happening. That's 1-on-1. 2 in the tackle now.
He's just lost it.
Yeah.
He stone cold dropped it.
Pretty easy to say on replay, but isn't it?
Very much so.
We've seen it 3 or 4 times.
Scott lines up. The Bulldogs looking for their first try. There's a bit of time left.
Man down the back play too. They go back the short side, the Dogs.
Hughes flex it out the back. Stone out again for Perry. Reardon.
They've lost 20 metres there. Look at that defence swarming.
Adam Perry takes off from acting half. Driven to the ground by Kelly. McClendon came over the top. A timeout called here by referee Matt Hewitt.
It's all right.
And it's a Canberra Raiders player down in the background. Simon Wolford, by the look of it. And maybe he has...
He's gone into a tackle wrong.
Suffered a neck injury by the look of that. Trainer having a very good look at him. He's had a big game, Simon Wolford. He's chosen his time to run from acting half very well. And the marker defence, which the Bulldogs normally pride themselves upon, hasn't quite been up to the mark.
Well, here he is now, Stone breaking out of a tackle. He just got his head in the wrong place, not to the side enough. Springs out of that tackle.
You can't see it so much from this side as you can from the other side, but he did impact was compressed on the forehead there, which could make complications for the neck. So
now we've seen a few of these injuries so far in round 1. We've been saying about it takes players a little bit of timing and to get their timing exactly right, and just getting that head in the right position is a...
It's all important, isn't it? You only have to be, you're talking millimetres to inches just out, and all of a sudden you could have a catastrophe on your hands, and particularly when you're talking about the neck,
We're about to get back underway. The Bulldogs are looking for their first try of the night.
Can you take him out the back? Can you take him out the back?
And the medicab at the moment remains in the in-goal area.
That's 4 tackles.
Stuart, Clyde, set play. He's 5 metres away from the try line. Craig Polamaunta for Stuart. The cutout ball. Well, Nagus came out of the line. He knocked it down, Kenny Nagus. It should be 6 to go. It is 6 to go now.
Can be dangerous if you miss making that decision to sprint up out of the line. They were lucky that time, the Raiders.
Barry Ward. There's Nagus. Polamaunta by himself. Craig Polamaunta has found him back on the inside. What a great play. Barry Ward has claimed this try. He doesn't score too many, the big bloke. And we'll go to the video referee to find out if he scored this one.
It's been a good comeback here from Polamaunta. Hasn't had his usual workload, but interesting place here will be to see if they've grounded the football. Good tackle over the top there from Ferner. Momentum doesn't take him over.
That is so close. That angle is not going to help the video referee, Chris Ward.
Ferner saying that he held him up. Polomana makes the break. Good ball and all shot here from Ferner. Let's just see now. Has he got his hand under the football? Very hard to tell. Good luck.
We may well see a yellow light here, which will come back to being a ref's call.
Just watch right at the end of this, Phil. It doesn't look like he has got the football down. Just watch Ferner's arm under. As you see the ball come up now. Ferner has a hold of it. Be an interesting one, this. This will probably give us a bit of indication. Motormanum does take him over. Now just watch the last bit here. As he gets up.
Yeah, but just before he gets it, has he got the ball over the line or on the line?
That's what I'm
if
saying.
It's inconclusive, it's got to come out for a scrum.
The doggies think they've scored.
If it's inconclusive, it's a ref's call.
Yeah, he couldn't award a try on that.
We're about to find out. Barry Ward looks up at the scoreboard, awaiting a decision from video referee Chris Ward. I think virtually impossible to tell.
Vernon's got his arm right under there.
Now, the benefit of the doubt goes to nobody. Comes back to a referee's call. Maybe. The crowd, they like that replay. They like the look of that. Barry Ward thinks he scored. He looks up. Ref's call. Held up. Held up is the ref's call. The Bulldog supporters not happy with it. And what a let-off that is, because that would have made it 14 points to 8. And the Canberra Raiders would have been under enormous pressure in the remaining minutes of this game. And no team comes home better than Canterbury.
I don't know if they can come home tonight. They look a little bit flat. Amazing what a try can do for you, bud. They'll be in striking distance if they can get over the stripe. They'll have the loose in the feed now.
Yes, Stuart goes
out
round.
right in the middle of the park. Look for Silver.
Likes to attack from this position. Stuart, Hughes, Silver, Nager's got him.
Got him easy, they just drifted off.
This Hughes, Glenn Hughes.
That's good. Release him. Get up.
Stephen Hughes off the park with a serious leg injury. Stuart, Barry Ward, just denied moments ago. Polomana, Price. 5 meters away from the try line now. The Bulldogs searching for try number 1 for the night. They needed to get back into this game. Maybe a chance out wide. Norton on the toe. Where are the chasers? Vainikolo, the first man there, gets back into the field of play.
How good have they been getting out of the in-goal area tonight? The Raiders, they haven't been trapped there. Well, only once or twice.
Showing some great urgency, haven't they?
Oh.
Mark McClendon.
It just goes to show the sort of defence that Canberra's had all night. They've had a, back-to-back sets of 6 down there. They've come up with nothing. They've come up with a kick there on the 5th tackle, which didn't even get them a reset. But you must put that down to the defence of Canberra. It's been outstanding tonight.
Well, the best thing that Mal Meninga will be happy about is that they haven't relented, have they? Haven't dropped off at any stage. 14 points to 2 ahead. You think that they relax a bit? They haven't.
Final tackle. This is Costin. Silver picks up El Masri, well, juggled it. Again, the chase by the Canberra Raiders. They were up there in numbers.
Oh.
Great hit, that.
Oh.
They'll take a lot out of this game, the Canberra Raiders, if they do get across the line. Craig Polomana.
Well, they didn't have such good form in the pre-season, the couple of games they played. And they got a touch up over in Auckland, but obviously the last couple of weeks, Mal Meninga's instilled a bit of strength in them. Has spoken to them what's needed to win and play at this level, and certainly come out tonight very fired up and have beaten Canterbury to the punch on everything.
Yeah, a different ball game when the 2 points are up for grabs, isn't it?
For sure and certain.
You don't know the team they would have played over there.
Price was chasing through along with Darren Smith, but the Raiders have had absolutely all the answers.
And I think how the competition's going to pan out is going to be very vital, that you don't lose too many home games, if any at all, because the road games are going to be very hard.
Very much so. This is Jensen. He's a real flyer. In fact, David Atkins it was. McClendon. Ricky Stuart rides him to the ground. Costin does the kicking out of acting half. Now Halligan goes back along with Silver. Halligan's the first man to get there. Didn't get a great bounce, but again, Costin, who did the kick, did the chasing, and made the tackle. Now Masri has copped a blow in that tackle. It was Croker who got up there very quickly in defence. Hasn't El Masri. Seriously took up rugby league as an 18-year-old. He's made a pretty good fist of it. Now here's Croker just coming over the top, twisting, finishing off the tackle.
They've dominated in defence, haven't they? Their players have always finished on top.
Very much so.
Good, strong tackle, that one.
Steve Folkes. While he'll say we haven't had a trial game and we're a little bit slow starting.
I don't think he will say that.
No, I think he would have expected a better start.
Yeah.
Despite the fact, he said the gamble whether to play a trial or not we'll probably know in our first game. So it's still a long, long season. One loss, a long way from being a disaster. Two back-to-back, maybe not so good. It just gets worse if it keeps going on. An interesting time for the Bulldogs. Oh. Scott.
Been very physical tonight, haven't they, Canberra?
This is exactly what Coach Meninga was looking for. Stone. And to be physical against the Bulldogs is not easy. Price dishes for Darren Smith. And forced over the sideline by Costin. We spoke about the crowd earlier. I thought maybe a little bit disappointing and below the average. It's over the average. It's built up very late, 14,264. So a very good crowd turning out here at Bruce Stadium, 2,000 over the average crowd of last year. A little bit of a surprise.
And I'll tell you what, everyone will talk about this game too. They'll have a bigger crowd next time. Don't worry about that. They've played entertaining footy tonight.
McClendon back on the inside. Brad Kelly 30 away from the try line. Daly. They're looking to take advantage of some tired Bulldog forwards. Inside the final 10 minutes. McClendon shows it. Croker has good pace. The ricochet. It goes back for the Canberra Raiders. Mullins, have a look at him move across the park. McClendon wants to get a kick in. They'll run it instead. The grubber, El Masri. Great pair of hands to come away from his own line. Canberra have had a wealth of possession. And I know while we've been praising the defence of the Canberra Raiders, with the amount of ball that Canberra have had, have a look at the scoreboard, they've only let in the 2 tries. Troy Stone. Perry takes him back to the open with Ricky Stuart. Price. Chance now for Darren Smith. El Masri, one to beat, and they got him. Costin. McClendon came from behind.
Geez, he did well.
Swan came from the side.
McClendon, I thought Smith hung onto the ball not long enough, turned the ball back on the inside. McClendon had the pace just to cover 2 men there. Great defence.
Scott. They're inside the 20 now, the Bulldogs. Price looking to make some impact on this game. No room left on the short side. Back for Stuart. He stretches them for Travis Norton. The kick came across very quickly in cover. Again, short side. Stuart. Reardon. Driven back. Wants a quick play the ball. Troy Stone. Looking a little bit worse for wear. Colomata likes to take the line on for Scott. Final tackle. Al-Masri checks for himself. It's a catch, fair catch, back to the 20.
He read that before he even thought about doing it, Laurie Daly. Beautifully read. He saw what Al-Masri was going to do as soon as he scooted out from dummy half. Just watch Daly in the back play there. I know what you're doing, and I'm here.
There's 7 minutes remaining. And Canberra doing all the little things and the major things right in this game against the Bulldogs. Vainikolo, who came into this side late for Nathan Barnes, who's succumbed to a foot injury.
He's picked up confidence as the game's gone on, Vainikolo, hasn't he?
Oh, he's been fantastic block. Obviously, he's had some problems in the off-season, not to be in the starting 13 or 17 as it is now, but certainly I would expect to see his name read out on Tuesday night training. It's very impressive, mate.
Wolford. They give Halligan a workout with the kicking game. He comes back at him, and Wolford, who put the kick in, made the tackle.
Oh, good tackle.
And forced the error that went forward in Canberra with a chance to really finish off the Bulldogs.
Been inspirational tonight, hasn't he, Wolf?
Oh, look at the teammates coming over, giving him a pat on the back. These sort of things lift. Again, his head.
Not only is the first one up there, but he puts in a tackle like that, a very physical tackle, comes up with the loose ball. It's Mal Meninga would be very happy with his hooker this evening.
He looks like he's enjoying himself too.
Keep it in, Travis.
It's Daly. Well,
sort of a
that was the
feed,
worst scrum feed I think I've ever seen. In it goes. A little bit better this time. Out it comes. Costin. Brandon Costin. Driven sideways by Darren Smith. And doesn't like the attention. Smith got up on the toes and shaped up.
Be a fair contest, that one.
Wolford.
I'd like to see that.
Bad ball for Daly. This is Brad Kelly. Cut out ball. Ferner lurking wide. Vainikolo. No room to move. They had to come in numbers though.
It's Mel Jr., isn't it? Just steamrolls blokes.
McClendon. Daly kicks. Wolford read it well. Was taken out in back play. Al-Masri has it and goes dead. No, he doesn't. He'll get back into the end goal. Good run. I thought Wolford, though, was taken out after the kick.
He's done some great stuff in the last couple of minutes, hasn't he, Al-Masri? First time there, he got the kick on the in goal, and all of a sudden again there, and made his way out. Good contribution.
We say Gavin Lester. Keep an eye on Wolford there, who was chiming through, trying to milk that penalty. We say Gavin Lester not available, but Halligan's going to be in the side. I think Al-Masri on that right wing has probably done enough to cement his spot for next week.
Well, they've continued on with their physical approach to the game, haven't they? The Raiders.
Inside the final 4 minutes of this game now, and Laurie Daly continues to work away in defence. Price very slowly to his feet. Reardon. He's playing his 200th game tonight. Was made a life member of the Bulldogs club. Brand. That's Perry. He's toiled away. Stewart. Oh. Well, Glenn Hughes, the ball was high, wide and too hard. Mullins looking to go the length of the park.
He looks keen to play, doesn't he, Mullins?
Looks good, doesn't he?
Keen to get into the action.
Kilella.
Mel will be happy with that, man. Coella had a magnificent game. His first real game for the Raiders, I'd say.
Unwanted by the new franchise, the Northern Eagles, but has found a very good home here in Canberra. Vainikolo. Croker. Final tackle. They've got plenty of kicking options. Daly, the preferred option. Just looking to force that ball dead. They've kept it on the toe, Ferner. Chases through, misses Rod Silva. Silva got away from two. Daly got it eventually.
That's what he likes, doesn't he, Silva? Broken field running.
Travis Norton.
Oh! I've got to give a rap to the Dogs, but they've hung in well, haven't they? They've been totally outclassed. Only 14 points to 2. A couple of minutes left.
You never see a blowout against the Bulldogs. They contest every set of 6. This is Reardon. Final tackle. Stuart. They'll run the ball and they've knocked on. That's Dennis Scott. And Walford just takes the tackle. This game really slowing down in tempo now. The Canberra Raiders dominating every facet. This will be the first tackle. McClendon.
They'll sleep well tonight anyway. Been a great effort from the Raiders. Every man's been on their job, done more than what was asked for them, I'm sure.
Vainikolo with one of those bullocking runs. Ferner.
And you look through and try and pick a man of the match. It hasn't been one of those games. It's really been a game of the whole team effort, hasn't it?
Dave Ferner's done a good job.
I think Wolford would be hard to beat.
Yeah,
Mullins,
hard to
Daly,
beat.
McClendon, ran off the bench. They've been strong. Vainikolo.
This man, Kalila. Wolford, Croker, trying to make things happen on that right-hand side. And Daly realising, well, time is on our side. I'll waste a bit more.
It's a nice stroll to the scrum now from both sides. They look out in their feet, don't they? And Laurie looking up at the clock. A couple of tackles, he's saying. That's all we've got to do.
Vainikolo has answered the challenge of coach Mal Meninga, dropped out of the original starting 17 for this game.
He's a class player. He's only a young fella. He played in that test series at the end of the year. A big ask for a young fella. Played the full season. Then to play in the representative football and then straight back into training. He might be a little bit flat. He hasn't been tonight.
Siren sounds in the background here. The Bulldogs, they go down in round 1 of the NRL. The Canberra Raiders before their home fans, 14,000 plus. Notch up a very impressive victory, 14 points to 2. We'll take a short break from Bruce Stadium.